Hey, everybody, welcome to our latest show on
Good
health,
morning.
wealth,
And relationships with Tisa.
and Grant.
Good morning. Good morning. Another Thursday morning is upon us.
Yes,
We're well into April and spring has sprung.
spring has
Well,
sprung.
spring has
It didn't snow, though. It did snow.
Look, right? If you're living in Nebraska, it just snowed this morning. Yesterday.
It snowed this week.
Yesterday.
Threw me off.
Yesterday. We had an inch to 3 inches in spots in Nebraska. So I don't know where y'all tuning in from, but that's what we get in Nebraska in April. We got some snow.
But April showers make
Mayflowers. And today, like it's 72, 73 degrees.
Yeah.
Yesterday it snowed.
Just saying.
That's where we're at. That's where we're at. So hopefully the weather is good where you're at. And so we are well into April. And one of the things about April is early detection, right? So the whole theme is National Cancer Prevention and Early Detection. Both of those things. So cancer prevention leads, or early detection actually leads to cancer prevention.
Well, early detection, life protection. We got to put those two
Early
things together.
detection equals
Life protection. That's right.
Let that sink in.
Make that sink in.
Yeah. I mean, that just means, it's a lifelong thing, right? It's just not early detection. It's like, I'm just trying to avoid this or that. If you catch anything early, right, it's a better situation.
Totally better situation. You can handle it. It's not overwhelming.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So my deal is, everybody knows I'm a cancer survivor, breast cancer survivor. And, speaking personally, I didn't catch it as early as probably I could. I did get my yearly mammograms, which is true. But this particular year that I got diagnosed, I usually get them at the beginning of the year, my mammograms, and I didn't get it. And life was lifing and it passed me by. And it wasn't until I found the lump in August that I said to myself, wow, I didn't even have my mammogram yet. And so I would have been thinking, hey, that would have caught it, but I had missed my mammogram. So basically I just want to keep people stay on schedule. You know what I'm saying? And I was stage 3. So in that little time, that year that I missed,
from
plus
1 year to next year,
for the next year and a half, it was about a year and a half. And I think if I would have stayed on my normal mammogram course, which is every January, February, I might have caught it earlier.
Yeah.
So I saved he saved
That's
me.
kind of aggressive.
Yeah.
Sounds aggressive to me.
Well, what stage 2? It is.
Well, it just from you got detected, or you had your mammogram a year and a half ago.
Year and a half.
But then from a year and a half, it went from 1, 2 to 3.
Yep. Not I didn't have an aggressive cancer, but I think, just like anything, life was life, and I was doing a lot of drinking.
No.
And I think, it's definitely a risk factor for cancer. Okay. And I think that might have sped it up, maybe.
Maybe.
And I don't know, stressing, probably, a life be life. And so you got to just take in all the factors when you're talking about, plus it was in my system. I do have a maternal aunt pass of cancer. So genetically, and let me dispel that fear, that whole myth too. You do not have it in your family. I actually did, but you don't have to. Actually, the majority of people who get breast cancer don't have it in their family.
Wow. So it's not hereditary. So
it's not one of those hereditary things. Although it increases your risk, obviously, if it does. But people be thinking it's not in my family. It ain't my family. I'm good. No. And actually, it's probably more environmental.
Well, I'm thinking, you're jumping right into one of our key topics, why people delay. You just talked about life does be life.
Life be life.
But if you don't take care of your most important things, right, you've got to get to it. This is like we're in tax season, right? Everybody's scrambling. I just did my tax. It's something you have to do. Now the government makes you do it. Some people don't do it. Some people wait 2-3 years, but you should do it every year. We need to make certain things, certain screenings should be like, no, this has
every year.
It has to happen.
Especially if you have higher risk. Like some people have polyps when they go get colonoscopies.
Yeah.
They have to do theirs. Like it used to be like every 10 they have to do. Some people do it every year. Some people do it every 5 years. So that kind of leads back to knowing your body, right? For some of the baseline, know your numbers and know your body.
Know your numbers, you gotta know your body. I like that.
And to that, you got to know your family history.
Okay.
So it's a lot of knowledge that needs to be going on. Know your body, know your numbers, but know your family history because it all plays a part into your whole makeup.
total make it.
Like total
hereditary, maybe you don't get the cancer, but you have other things that you need to be aware of. Know yourself.
Yeah, know yourself. Know thyself.
Right.
So prevention is key. Prevention is key. And so we want to always speak, and we always do on our Health, Wealth, and Relationships show, speak from prevention.
Yes.
Like if you don't have to go here, don't just like go here. If you don't have to, and in my case, if you don't ever have to get cancer of any kind, don't get cancer.
So avoid that.
And so that's prevention. And so like going to the doctor every year is a preventative measure, right? That's something you do. Prevention, not just to go get your numbers, not just to get any bad news, right? People be like, I don't want to go get the bad news. Well, if you're taking care of yourself, you won't have bad news, right? It should be just a yearly check off of that I'm doing good.
Well, that leads us to our second point, which is around higher survival rates. How are you going to survive better? Now, you've been a cancer survivor now 13, 14
years.
You're not going to get it again, but you still maintain healthy living.
Oh, you can still get it again. I was just telling him the 5-year hump that we have to get over. So I try to get ladies to over the 5-year hump. After 5 years, your rate really super drops. I think it's like 60%, 80%. It's something major, right? So my goal is to get ladies from 0 to 5. And usually after 5, I ain't gonna say you're home safe, but you should have learned some things in the 0 to 5 years that should sustain
if you haven't gone back to bad habits.
Right. Because some people do want to think it's like a code. I've got over breast cancer. I'm gonna go back and do the same things I've done before, and that's probably not a good idea. Yeah, you should have learned some things to live better and live more well over those 5 years, and that's what we try to teach people at Pink Lotus. Holistic living is all we can do. You can regulate yourself in holistic living. We can't cure cancer. They probably have a cure, but we don't have a cure for cancer. But we do have we can control what we do, what we eat, how we live, right? How we move.
I'm gonna tell you a secret. I didn't want to say anything, but I just got reminded. Tisa got me. I was super jealous of Tisa this week. I was sitting back, I was chilling, I was good. And then she sends me this whole meme of her doing Tai Chi. I'm like, really? Early in the morning. I mean, she got her coffee. She's already did her weather report that she does every morning.
I already had my chai tea. Not my coffee, because I switched recently to chai tea, which has cinnamons and gingers and all those good spices in there that better than coffee. So I'm trying to, again, live intentionally, eat intentionally, drink intentionally. So just for wellness.
You just threw it in my face, didn't you?
I had my chai tea and my Tai Chi. Tai Chi and chai tea.
She did her Tai Chi.
I had all my Tai Chi and my chai tea.
Well, of course I had to get the app. I had to no, you're not gonna be. You know what? This morning, I'm gonna be out there doing my. I'm gonna get into the moment because I have to do.
I'm telling you,
You got to start. You got to start, but then you have to continue.
You got to start and continue. Yeah, and that's a good thing. I paid for an app, so I'm going to continue. I'm not going to let my little dollars go to waste. And that's a good thing. They got Tai Chi walking on apps and all kind of stuff. This is just regular Tai Chi to get my old body loosened up again and it's really about breathing. Most of these Tai Chi moves are very beginner, but about breathing and controlling your breath and centering your body.
Don't you always feel good when you get a good deep breath?
And you do that, and that's the whole thing is breathing and releasing. And so it's a good way to wake up your body, but a good way to just start your morning. Get that extra, that it's mostly that oxygen flowing,
But going back, we said about delay. I delayed doing Tai Chi. I talked about it in the beginning of the year. I said I was going to do it. Life be life in, got away from me. Then she rudely reminded
Fascination
me.
kicks in.
She went, "Oh, Grant, this one I don't like." Really? Okay, all right.
I did it. So and that just leads to prevention habits, right? Your checkups, doing your Tai Chi every morning, watching what you eat, being intentional about how you move, and listening to your body so you're not overdoing it, right? Again, I want to know how many people have fell off at their New Year's, but we're real into April. So people say you fall off in 2 weeks. So what's the second load of people that have fell off their resolutions? Got off, not in the gym anymore. You pay for that new membership.
Got you off the game.
And I hope that y'all are, I'm going to be encouraging. I'm hoping that y'all are still on the horse and still steering the course with your resolutions, still hanging in there and didn't fall off already. I'm hoping that y'all are.
Well,
I start over every month, y'all. Just keep it real honest. I start over every month. I'll have to rededicate myself.
I'm glad she told the truth because she gave us those three tips, those three little steps, Start at those baby steps.
Always baby steps.
And then you can start to build. But if you just get off of that, that means you're not intentional and you're falling back into old habit, which is so easy to do. Your mind, your body likes grooves. It loves grooves. You got to get it out of that groove and get into the groove of actually taking care of yourself. So I admit I wanted to do Tai Chi. I talked about it. I got off of it. It got away from me. And then she reminded me, I'm like, oh my God, I'm supposed to be doing that.
You're building those prevention habits.
I am.
You're building them. He thinks about it. So keep thinking about it. We're going to do it. What's your intention? You're thinking about it. Sometimes it just starts with thinking about it. Yeah. What your mind says, and then your ass will follow. Oops. You will follow your mind.
Follow your assets.
That's right. That's right. Which leads us into wealth. So obviously, when it comes to your health and being proactive and all of that, it's going to save you some money, but it can really cost you if you're not. And people are already in this boat. It's costing. How many people got a lot of medical bills out there, right? So medical bills is a big thing. Like that can change the trajectory of your attitude and everything. If you just have a bunch of medical bills, people live to pay bills. You know what I'm saying? And I say live to live.
You got to take care of yourself.
I'm just saying they'll be there. The whole world wants you to be in debt and behind bills and stuff like that.
Kind of medication. We talked about that earlier in another show. It'll keep you on that wheel, and you think it's your fault, but really it's just how it's designed. But I'm not going to go there right now. I want you to understand this. I call it the elephant in the room. Elephant in the room is that if you've had, let's say you were in the health marketplace, you used Obamacare. Now that insurance has skyrocketed, like 4x more than you were doing. So, my God. Right. So some people say, you know what? I'm not going to do it all. So now you don't have insurance. Right?
Some people opted out.
Some people just said, I can't afford it. I can't afford it. I can't do it. But however, if you're not getting these checkups, if you're not getting these preventions, and then you do have we call a crisis. Mm-hmm.
You're going to pay.
It happens. You go
to pay in the long run, really.
You always
pay up front, pay in the long run.
Or if you're not
pay on the back end.
Are you doing healthy living? Are you taking care of yourself? Or are you go back? I'm doing my bad habits. I'm eating a lot of sugar. I'm taking a lot of fat on.
I'm drinking a lot.
I'm drinking.
I'm not working out.
I'm not exercising. And I don't have health insurance. That's like driving the car drunk. You think you ain't gonna hit nothing.
Right. That's right. That's a good analogy.
It's what it is. So and these are the things that we're talking about. Lowering costs and early detection. You're going to end up. It's going to cost you less in the long run. It really is.
Yeah.
I know the high cost of healthcare is there. You got to look at other options if they're available. Mm-hmm. But number one, to Tisa's point, you got to take care of yourself so you don't get into crisis. But some people have comorbidities. You already have certain things. So you want to lower that risk of it getting worse and out of control.
Right. Like people that are type 2 diabetes. Like you can really start that's like basically saying you're borderline type 1, which you can control. Mm-hmm. I want people to really understand, the whole goal is to get y'all hooked on medications and injections and stuff for your lifetime. And so if you can change that whole trajectory, trust and believe it will save you money in the long run. And just peace of mind and just being healthy in the long run.
I think so.
Type 2, all you type 2 diabetics, please invest in your diets. Really invest in your diet. You can really change that whole picture just by changing your diet. I've seen it done. But it takes some discipline, and it's really probably going to you have to probably rework your whole diet. So get with the nutrition, but you can really change that whole trajectory of being a diabetic, taking insulin. Mm-hmm. Anybody got no time for insulin? I know people who have recently become diabetic. Look, shots are a no. I couldn't even imagine having to take shots every day. So I'm gonna do everything in my power not to ever. And again, diabetes runs in my family, cancer runs in my family, hypertension runs in my family, right? So all those things are always looming around me, and I'm like, the devil's a liar. The bottom line is we can dodge them bullets if we eat right.
Right.
If we just eat right, eat better, eat what heals you. Eat to make yourself well, eat to make that engine run at optimal speed. Like you would feed your car the good gas, the expensive gas. That's why the food is expensive, right? If gas is expensive for a good car, you better believe your food might be a little more expensive, but it's going to pay off.
It'll pay off. And to your point about the gas, and I want to talk to my guys about that. Guys, listen to me on this, is that what happens if you just drive your car and you never change the oil? What happens?
I know.
This is what's happening. If you never change the oil in your car, it's going to gum up. It's going to then become problems. You're going to then what you call throw a rod. You're really going to blow the engine.
Same thing with your body.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yes. And so the oil is feeding yourself good stuff. The oil is, staying away from the bad stuff. The oil is really just being intentional about what goes in it, right? You just ain't gonna put anything in your car. You ain't gonna put the cheapest oil, the cheapest gas, the cheapest. And that's how we feed our bodies, with the cheapest, most convenient. And it just doesn't pay off.
No, it's going to eventually give you problems. That's the bottom line is. So
you're going to develop something.
So what we're talking about as you change oil, what do you mean by change oil? That means changing those eating habits, changing what you're actually feeding into your body.
Clean it up.
You got to exercise it, right? If a car sits for too long, you don't drive it off, guess what? It still has problems.
Right. Because it runs bad,
it runs hard, or it won't run at all because it's been sitting, and a lot of those joints and aches and this and that. You have to run it.
Yeah.
The same thing with your body. You gotta run it. You gotta move. We say all the time on the show, you gotta eat
well and move.
And you gotta move. You gotta move. So make sure you're moving, because then you're able to have more preventive instead of reactive care. Right, you kind of know what's going on. What happens when you first start your car? It gives you indications.
Yeah.
So it's the indicator.
Yeah.
What are you doing for your indications? Now you can get watches and get Fitbits and things like that.
All kind of stuff.
Tell you what the condition of your body is.
Your phones, our iPhones has a heart thing on it now. Yeah. It's not for the lack of tools, that's for sure.
That's it.
So tap into all the tools and good stuff that you have to let you know. And don't live with your head in the sand. I hate people that say, I don't go to the doctor because I don't want to get the bad news, or I don't want to hear it, and I don't want to, those are, if you have that attitude, that means you ain't taking care of yourself. You got that some gonna kill me attitude, right? Some people be like, some gonna kill me. So they'll just do whatever, right? So if you living like that, more power to you. But I would implore the rest of us, get your head out the sand, be aware of what's going on, be in tune to your body, and live longer.
And one more thing, before we get off of health or wealth, I should say, you got to understand this. Because we were talking to people, and it's so important. Most of the insurance you can have private insurance. The deductible is so high. It's really crisis care, meaning it won't. The insurance doesn't even kick in until after $6,000. Think about that.
Out of pocket.
$6,000 out of pocket bill right now. What's that going to do to your finances? What is that going to look like? So if you're not doing preventive care, you're not taking care of yourself. You're not understanding. I have insurance. I'm not going to worry about it. You need to understand what kind of insurance you truly have, and if you do run across a problem. It's just like a car insurance, right? You need to understand your deductible. Some of it's $500, some of it's $1,000, right? And health insurance, it could be $6,000. That's pretty high. You need to understand these things.
So it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you, and it just really pays. It pays to stay well. To stay well. I'd rather just be myself good stuff than have to pay all these bills because I didn't eat good stuff, and now I'm hypertensive. I got diabetes. I got to take insulin. I got to take pills every day. I got to medicate myself every day. Which, by the way, anytime you have to get medicated, it comes with side effects. So that's another problem on top of a problem.
Right.
So it just implores you to do well on the front end, because the back end is so much more problematic.
I've never really taken pills, all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not used to that.
I used to take birth control pills.
Don't take pills. It'd be a big problem. I mean, I don't want that problem.
Yeah.
That's not that I want to think about on a daily basis.
And it's hard to do.
You have to.
It's hard to. But people are being put on heart medications and blood pressure medications and all kind of medications. Just try to stay as medication free as you can when you get older.
And then the relationship. Right? When you have relationships, health, wealth, and they're all connected. I think if you've been following our show, and I think we're around 20 shows in, which I was pretty proud of.
Wow.
20 shows in. We're talking about health.
We're going to celebrate with 20. We're going to pop a balloon.
We got to do something. We're going to be in Jamaica pretty soon. So maybe we'll do it there.
Jamaica, man. I'm so good.
We're going to do that. But relationship wise, and this is great because we're going to celebrate our 1981 class reunion.
Shout out class of 1981.
All of us, 81.
We look good for 81.
What? Yeah, you know what it is. You know how it is.
This is our 45th.
That's right.
45th.
Yeah.
class reunion, destination reunion.
Destination.
We're doing it, y'all. We're doing our destination
Yes.
reunion, class of
I'm
April,
loving it.
shout out, all school, Jamaica, the 23rd of April through the 27th of April. Be looking because we be taping and
And
showing.
it's somebody's birthday. I ain't gonna say who. But somebody, and, you know, those tourist babies gonna turn out.
It's my birthday. I'll be cutting up, y'all. Don't hate when I start sending stuff in from Jamaica. I'm telling y'all now. We're gonna be in Jamaica for my birthday. I'm gonna be via Miami. We just gonna be kicking it. I'm 63, and we turning up. And the class of all of us that was born in 1963 are turning 63. I think that's something, I don't know, astronomical.
We made it.
Born in 63, so we're gonna be playing a lot of the 63 music, a lot of 1981 music.
Yeah,
81, man.
Yeah.
The 80s was
Watching
great.
You, I mean, we can go on, you know, a lot
the
of
80s was great, but we're gonna be kicking it. So
Lakeside,
that's our last
Slave,
one,
Commodores. Yeah, we're gonna do all that. But we're talking about, this is what we're talking about. So if you're not ready, you can't join us in Jamaica because your health ain't right, your wealth ain't right.
Can't fly for some reason.
Your relationships, you know, with yourself. Think about, you have a relationship with yourself. The emotional feelings that you have. Feelings are so important.
Yeah.
Right.
And, you know, and when it comes to, you know, being proactive, all of that stuff really plays either good part or bad part in the relationship, right? So I would say when you get with somebody that's equally yoked, that want to be well, because it's going to be a problem if you get, like, say you're a health person, like I'm a walker, this and that, Tai Chi. Now, if I would have got with a person who's like, yeah, you go, baby, you do that, and not trying to make any moves, but you sitting over there overweight.
I'm gonna watch you.
You know, and just watching what you eat or nothing, you still eat. I couldn't even be with you. That's the kind of thing. So if hopefully you're growing with your mate and you guys are equally yoked and you're both in the same journey together. It can be a beautiful thing if you're on a wellness journey together.
Yeah.
It can bring you closer together. You know, you start doing stuff you didn't do with yourself together. Tai Chi, you know, just stuff that you never did together.
Don't be selfish with it, because if you go down and God forbid you get sick, your family is getting sick as well. They might not have the direct illness, but they have the effects of it, right? Yeah. Because if you can't work, you can't. They have to pick up the slack,
and do they have to take care of you too, right?
All of that.
That can build some resentment. Because I'm the kind of person, if I know that you're not taking care of yourself, then you get sick, and then I'm supposed to take care of you. I'm kind of like, not like good for you, but it's like we didn't have to go here. Like now I'm feeling some kind of way because I have to take care of you. You know what I'm saying? So if I had a maid and he was, you know, not doing right, I'd be like, so that kind of goes back to what I want to say. If you have a mate ain't doing right, get on your mate. You know, use that love vibe to get them in order. Because who just told us that? I was like, why doesn't men? I was like, talk to his wife. We're talking to the mayor.
Right.
And John said, the mayor Ewing said, he said, women, make sure you get on your man.
Exactly.
You know, why we got to do that, we don't know, but we do. We, you know, as mothers, we got to be like them with little kids. Go to the doctor. You got to make a guy go. Yeah. I'm saying, man, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself for your family. First of all, take care of yourself for yourself. You know, self-love first. Yep. But take care so you can be around for your family. And you're not putting a burden on a loved one to take care of you because you're not taking care of yourself.
It's just you've made
it strains a relationship.
It depends on the habits that you form for yourself, right? So if your daily habit is overeating, your daily habit is over drinking, your daily habit is no exercise. And then it comes down to your relationship, especially if your relationship where people in the family, especially your mate, is exercising, is eating right, and you're doing all these wrong things, and then become a problem, then the relationship's going to suffer.
Absolutely.
And it depends on how much love is there, because you must be doing something right, because, you know, you're still together. But it could be better if you can, you know, really take stock in how you're living, and then understanding that you're not just affecting yourself, you're affecting everyone, especially your loved ones that love you very much.
Absolutely. And you're affecting your community. You know, the bottom line is, if we're talking about how do you show up when you're not well, right? You're missing work, you know, you're not making meetings, you're not feeling good to be your optimum self. So it just is a good thing all the way around. It affects you, yourself, your, not just your person, but your community as well. So take care of yourself, you know.
100%.
Early detection gives me more time to loved ones, right?
Yes.
But everyone could do a little better on early detection. Just stand up on things, stand up on information about health things.
Hey, we just had a holiday. We just celebrated the Easter Day of Resurrection. I felt resurrected.
Yeah.
You want to feel some resurrection.
It's renewal. It's a good renewal
time.
Good
renewal.
Spring
good
is
sunshine.
Good renewal time.
You want to have that good energy to get out of the house and start doing things that, before you had to stay in the house. If you don't, some people have an indoor gym, some people don't. You don't always have to just go to the gym. You talked about that, right?
I have an indoor gym, sort of. I mean, it's for me. I don't do gyms. So.
No, she doesn't. But she walks a lot. The thing is, you have to take stake in what's good for you. I don't like to run, so don't ask me to run. That's not going to happen.
I ain't a runner.
But I'll walk. I will walk. I'll go upstairs. I'll do my treadmill. I will do certain things. Like when we go down to Miami, you're going to see we're going to be on the boardwalk. And I got ride on a bike. I love riding a bike, ride on a bike on the beach. Beautiful thing. Nice. Beautiful.
I want to ride the horses on the beach in Jamaica.
That's Jamaica. We don't have horses on the
Miami
beach.
Miami, yes.
We frown on that.
But you're right. Bike ride would be good.
Bike ride.
I'm all up for it.
Right. Do a little bike riding in the morning. I mean, that's not something everybody can do, but you got to find something you can do, you enjoy doing. Mm-hmm. Like I was bowling. I love bowling, right? You get out bowling. They got people out there, they're in their 90s and they're bowling. And they don't just out there just kind of bowling. They're actually out there competing and winning. They're doing a great thing, but they're active. They're 90 years old. They're active. And guess what? They look great.
They look great.
I'm like, they definitely an inspiration for me. Like that's
shout out to Mother Arduna.
What?
She looks great.
She looks fantastic.
And she's a breast cancer survivor.
Yes, she's
she's one of those ladies that can tell me how to live right. Mother always has a garden. She eats out of her garden. She gets around. She still travels. She's surrounded by her loved ones, and she's active. She's not sitting around wasting away, getting old. She's in the midst of things.
She's living. Every day. Live every day.
Yeah.
So just because AJ number, it really isn't. We were just talking about that. Yes, I just turned 63, but guess what? When I turned 53, I was like, man, I feel better now than I did probably even back then. So it's how you're taking care of yourself and what you're
one stresses of a job. I'm telling you, shout out to retirement. I love it.
Shout out.
It's just the whole stresses of a job. It just changes the whole perception.
Other people drama.
Oh man. We're just having to perform, right? That constant perform, live up to whatever your job's expectations are. That's a monkey off my back. I just love that I'm retired and walking in purpose.
Well, it's freedom. You can choose your experiences.
I can get up at 9:00.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've been trying to catch First Sky. Y'all up early. So First Sky, shout out to First Sky podcast. They're on like from 7 to 9.
7 to 9, Buddy God, big shout out, Paul Beat, man. These guys, I love these guys. They do anything.
They bring a lot of community information. Tune in if y'all can get up that early. Tune in from.
But they got 3 shows, obviously.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And you can catch them later.
They can catch the replays.
You can catch our replays.
Yeah. Oh yeah, catch all our replays.
Yeah.
They are talking about things that are happening in the Omaha community every day that affects, especially from a political world. What does that really look like?
Not even political, business world. They cover everything.
Yep, they do.
Those guys cover everything. We cover health, wealth, and relationships, but they are really got their pulse on North Omaha, especially, which a lot of us are growing and really serving. We're serving North Omaha.
Yep.
So yeah, shout out to First Guy.
First Guy is big time. So before we leave relationships, we just want to make sure that everybody's in tune, because if you're in tune with your health, you're in tune with your wealth, you're going to be in tune with your relationship. Remember, that first relationship was with you and God, right? Mm-hmm. And then it's with the people around you, right? And what that truly is, because you're filling their cup with the things that you're doing. And so you got to be aware that what you're putting in their cup is something that's beneficial.
Absolutely. So when you take care of your health, you take care of everyone who loves you.
I like that.
Yeah, you do.
Yes.
You do. Nice. So in closing, we want to make sure that you guys just some tips, real tips, always some tips to take away. Scheduled screenings. So take advantage of any free screenings, but otherwise go in, walk in those doors.
Put it on your phone. Put it as a task.
Scheduled screenings. If you haven't had them,
yes.
If you haven't had a chance to check your numbers, you got to know your numbers. Go get your screenings. Get free or otherwise. And most screenings are free these days. You walk into clinics and you say, I don't have any money. I want to check my blood pressure. I want to check my hypertension. I want to check my heart levels, whatever screenings they have. They have it for everything. And you think you might have an issue or you haven't had a check in a while. go schedule some screenings.
Talk about those symptoms like shortness of breath, right? You're just tired maybe all the time, right? What are some other symptoms that what's that?
Of what?
Of just unhealthiness for the most part.
Yeah, you can't walk too far. Your heart, it's a rested heart rate if you just, run a little bit, or you can't run, you can't go upstairs. Fatigue. Fatigue is a big one. You're tired all the time. You're not getting good sleep. All of those are symptoms that
pain, more pain than usual, right?
Well, more than aging pain.
More than
got a specific pain, or whatever, numbness, those kind of things.
This is what guys do. They feel some ache and pain. It's pain, right? So then you take a Tylenol or you take something else. You're just deadening the pain.
Masking
the pain is a indicator of something that's not right. And once you get your attention, and if it's a pain that that's not just my arthritis or something like that flaring up, it's something else. Get that checked out because the pain is an indicator.
Yep, you should not have pain. Shouldn't wake up with pain. Shouldn't wake up with chronic pain. So wherever that pain is, handle the pain. I can't even imagine just having pains that you're not paying attention to. I pay attention to every little thing. It can be, and when you get old, you get little crazy little pains. I swear one day my baby finger would just start hurting. And just like, I was like, what is going on? And then it was gone like in a matter of hours. I put some little ice on it, but it was just like, what was that? You know what I'm saying? Aching pain. You hear me? Just out of nowhere on a afternoon, my little pinky started. But it's joints. It's arthritis. It's old people. It's old people shit. Anyway, I got arthritis in my family, but it's just a little touch of arthritis in my feet, but it's gone. It's never happened before and hasn't since. But just know every 10 years you do come up with a new little pain that you haven't had before. It's just old age. But if it's chronic and it's ongoing, pay attention and do something about it. Absolutely. Encourage somebody to go in and get checked out. If you got a spouse that just is not taking care of themselves, not going for please make them go. Yeah. John said we got to make the men go, make them go. You know what I'm saying? If I got to take your baby myself, but you going to check out, make your spouse go.
They're doing more about mobile. They will take mobile clinics are now available in a lot of communities that they will just come out to your location. Because some people, especially if you're elderly, it's very difficult to travel. So if you can get some home health care, there's a lot of home health care agency out here that can do wellness screening.
Yeah, so if you have Medicare, they usually can pay for that. Home health, if you're in such a need. Otherwise, walk your butt, into a clinic and get checked out. And move. And I'm encouraging all the men to especially walk your asses into a clinic and get checked out. That's just coming from my love for my heart because y'all hard-headed. I'm just saying you're hard-headed. So I'm talking to men who ain't got a woman to say, take y'all butts in. Take your butts in. If you're tipping that scale, back away from the table. I mean, this is just common sense stuff. If you know that you are, because I'm telling you, obesity is like the number one thing in our community is African Americans.
We got to talk about that one. A lot of times, obesity causes cancer. It may cause
obesity. We got to get our weight under control.
Hypertension. I mean, all those diabetes. A lot of times, it directly relates to obesity, which directly relates to weight. And eating habits and things like that. So you've got to be aware.
And weight compounds everything wrong.
Remember, even when you're consuming alcohol, but you're consuming sugar, think about this. You are drinking just liquid sugar.
Calories.
And when you're doing that and you already have diabetes and things like that,
you can throw it all out of whack.
Wow. You can have a real problem. So we're not here to scare everybody. We just want you to be aware.
We love y'all.
And we would like you to change your oil.
Be proactive, not reactive.
Exactly.
Prevention, not reaction. So
that's it. The health is your wealth, and your relationships are your legacy. Protect them.
Yes, protect them.
Protect them. So,
and remember to eat well,
and move.
I gotta see this. I'm waiting to go. Can you dance?
No, not at all. I watch people.
Oh my God. We'll see y'all next time. Oh, next show, my son is going to be on.
Yes.
So April is also Autism Awareness Month. So I'm going to give him a little shout out ahead of time. But my son is very well spoken, just like his mother, an adult autistic male. And so we're going to acknowledge Autism Awareness Month next week.
Yes.
And then we'll be in Jamaica the following week. And so just want to give people a heads up.
First, Miami. Don't sleep on Miami. We're going to be in Miami about 3-4 days. And then we're going to go jet to Jamaica.
Don't sleep on Miami.
Don't sleep on the Miami. Now we're gonna come down and go take me to my hometown and see what's really going on and have a good time. So we're gonna be filming live in some of these locations. So make sure that you tune in.
Tune in. Give us any kind of feedback. We're always welcome.
Always love the feedback. That's
just how we
program our show on our feedback from everybody out there. We're gonna have some great special guests. We're not gonna give that one away, but we're gonna have some really good people on here because health, wealth, and relationships affects everybody.
Absolutely.
Right?
Imagine waking up with more energy, a peaceful mind, and relationships that grow stronger every day. That is the vision Tisa Harden and Grant McGaw want to help you achieve, and it all starts with simple, practical steps you can take this week. On health, wealth, and relationships, every episode brings you real stories and trusted experts. Tisa and Grant focus on 3 tactical steps each week. Small, doable moves that protect your health, grow your savings, and bring you closer to the people you love. No complicated rules, just real progress. Try a clinic-to-kitchen swap to boost your energy. Start a money buffer habit that quietly builds your financial confidence. Or try a 1-minute exercise that helps you reconnect with your partner. These quick wins are not chores. They are steps toward a better life. People who try just one intentional step report more energy, less money stress, and evenings full of laughter again. Join Tisa and Grant. Start small, live bigger. Tune in every Thursday at 10 a.m. on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and subscribe now.